Hi everyone, I'm Kai the Clown, you can call me Kai, and this is part 5, day 5 of the series for the Love of Izuku Midoriya. 7 days, 7 ships. IceShot by R3DLEMONADE. Summary. As if on cue, more cats began to gather around their table, but to Izuku's growing amusement, they all seemed to gravitate towards Shoto, a sleek black cat curled up against his arm while a calico stretched out on his lap. A third cat, a tiny grey kitten, clambered onto his shoulder, nestling against his neck. Or 7 days, 7 ships, day 5, Shoto/Izuku. Let's get into it! The bell above the door jingled softly as Izuku and Shoto stepped into the cosy cat cafe. The warm scent of coffee and pastries mingled with the soft hum of conversation, but it was the quiet mute of the cafe's feline residents that immediately drew their attention. Cats lounged on shelves, curled up on chairs, or wandered lazily between the tables, their tails flicking leisurely. "This is so nice," Izuku said, his eyes lighting up as he glanced around. "I have always wanted to come here." "Thanks for joining me, Todoroki." Shoto nodded, a small smile tugging at his lips. "It's relaxing, and I like cats." They ordered their drinks, an iced coffee for Izuku and a steaming green tea for Shoto, and found a table near the back. As soon as they sat down, a fluffy orange tabby approached, sniffing cautiously at Shoto before hopping onto the bench beside him. Izuku giggled. "Looks like you got a fan already." Shoto reached out, gently scratching the cat behind the ears. The tabby purred loudly, leaning into his hand. "I guess so." As if on cue, more cats began to gather around their table, but to Izuku's growing amusement, they all seemed to gravitate towards Shoto, a sleek black cat curled up against his arm, while a calico stretched out on his laps. A third cat, a tiny grey kitten, clambered onto his shoulder, nestling against his neck. Izuku snickered, trying to stifle his laughter behind his hand. "I think it's because you're warm. They're all drawn to you like you're a heat source." Shoto glanced down at the furry swarm surrounding him, his jewel-coloured eyes softening. "It's not a bad problem to have." He gently stroked the calico's fur, his movement careful and precise, as if he didn't want to disturb the cat's comfort. Watching him, Izuku couldn't help but smile. There was something endearing about seeing Shoto, usually so composed and serious, surrounded by purring cats and looking completely at ease. It made Izuku's chest feel light, his laughter spilling out again. Shoto turned his attention to him, tilting his head slightly. "What's so funny?" Izuku waved his hands, still chuckling. "It's just look at you. You're like some kind of cat magnet. They're completely ignoring me." He gestured to his side of the table, which was notably cat-free. Shoto blinked, glancing around at the cluster of felines around him before meeting Izuku's gaze. "Maybe they just know you'd rather laugh at me than pet them." Izuku's laughter grew louder, and Shoto found himself smiling again, the corners of his lips tugging up involuntarily. He hadn't thought much about it before, but Izuku's laugh was nice. It had a way of filling the space, warm and genuine, like the sun breaking through a cloudy day. "Here," Shoto said, carefully lifting the grey kitten from his shoulder and extending it towards Izuku. "If you want one, you can borrow this one." Izuku's eyes widened with delight as he gently took the kitten, cradling it in his arms. "Thank you, Todoroki, you're too kind." The kitten immediately began to purr, and Izuku's expression softened, his freckled cheeks dusting pink with joy. Shoto watched him for a moment, his own drink forgotten. "I think you're enjoying this more than the cats," Shoto said quietly, his tone light but sincere. Izuku glanced up, smiling sheepishly. "Maybe, but I think you're enjoying it too." Shoto didn't deny it. Instead, he took another sip of his tea. one hand still resting lightly on the calico in his lap. Spending time with Izuku like this, simple and unhurried, was something he found himself treasuring. And as he watched Izuku laugh again, holding the kitten close, Shoto decided he didn't mind being a cat magnet if it meant moments like this. I hope you guys enjoyed day 5. I'm not a big fan of this ship, but it is cute. I'm a bit sick, so sorry if I sound it. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, and bye!